Yes, people. What's going on? Welcome back to Saeed TV, and we are live for the Sunday Man United Unfiltered podcast. How's everybody doing?
Yeah,
Listen, it's one of them. It's a tough one to take. Defeat hurts, but we're here. We're live and kicking. James, how are you, man? Everything all good?
yeah, I'm good, mate. I'm alive. I'm breathing. Listen, Arsenal fans can have their moment in the sun. They can have their time. They played really well. And yeah, it hurts the way we lost, the manner we lost. We can get into it, reasons why, and how well I thought we played or didn't play. But listen, life goes on, man. Football's not the end of the world. So Arsenal fans, enjoy it. Hope you had a good day.
Absolutely. Double A, how are you, mate? Everything all good?
Bro, like James said, you know what I mean? Like, I'm good, man. And football is football. And I'm proud of this team. And I'm proud of the performance that we put in. Listen, they're ahead of us in terms of their projects and that. There's no shame in coming away from that game beaten because we held our own. Like I say, we'll unpack it, we'll get into it. But listen, my head's still high. I'm doing the Jose. Listen, yeah. I'm here. Let's go. Let's get into it. The comments are buzzing already, and I'm gassed because
comments are here, man. Listen,
8% Arsenal fans already. I love it.
The Arsenal fans are here, flawless. How are you? Before anything else, man, how are you doing, man?
Yeah, man, I'm good. Obviously, like Double A just said and James said there, we're gonna unpack it. Of course, to lose a game like that, you know what I'm saying, you don't want to. You know what I'm saying? That's the worst of the worst. But yeah, other than that, I'm blessed. But tomorrow, I know man will be fine. I'll be okay. It sucks now. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, one conceding that goal, two, it's Arsenal. But yo, man, how far? I just keep looking at how far we've came and the progress we've made. That we're this disappointed at this result. It shows that I'm emotionally invested again, and I believe in this team and what's going on.
Facts, no, 100%, man. Big up to everybody who's here, man. Already 650 of you's in the chat. Please smash a like on the video, even if you're a hater, man, right now, and you know you're here to see our tears. Like the video in it, because that's the least you could do in it. But listen, it's all about opinions. But listen, Troy's coming very, very strongly. Says Ten Hag's a clown manager, doing the same again and again. And his comment said, I still have United winning the league. This was avoidable. Nah, listen, I don't know what you're smoking
the
there.
yin and the yang of those two
exactly.
You know what's going on in it. They're completely different ends of the spectrum. One is Ten Hag's terrible. The other's United is still winning the league. That's crazy. That's
crazy. It's crazy, man. Big up to Zayn Miyasi, who's probably going to be in a shisha bar tonight. I don't know where he's going to be in London, but he's there. He said, James, you said you were going to... We would go to crumble. Saka now same level as Mbappe. Fair play to United. Yeah, listen, let him just have it. Let him keep going.
No, we ain't doing that. What's in them shisha pipes? Man said Saka with it. I'm a fan of Saka, but he's not Mbappe. Like, relax.
He's not Mbappe, mate.
Relax.
Yeah. Sule BGR says this defeat doesn't hurt Arsenal winning the league title. This defeat doesn't hurt Arsenal winning the title. So hurts so bad. Yep, there you go. Exactly. Big up to Mid says, hold that here. Buy box of tissues for the lads. And Troy Superstar says, Troy, you have Garnacho, Palestri, a World Cup winner, clown. Listen, guys, the super chats are going in tonight, man. So apologies if I'm slow reading them. Big up to my guy King Lay says Anthony was.
Saeed is cool, man. Get to the money, man. Don't worry about it, man. Get to the
money. We can wait, man.
Yeah, we can wait. Get to the bag, man. Don't worry about it. Take your sweet time, man. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Big up to King Lay says Anthony was horrible. I don't care about first season. Rashford needs help. We can't depend on one man for goals, and that Scottish cement bag shouldn't be at the club. He's talking about McTominay there for those that don't know. But big up to my guy King Lace. Yusuf Ibrahim says it's a tough one. It's a tough to take, but impressed how far we have come. Proud of the guys. McTominay diving in on a third goal was disappointed. In Eric Ten Hag, we trust. Listen, let's get straight into it, man. Prem Prodigy, I will save that super chat for later. James, how do you kind of sum up your feeling right now? You know what I mean? Is it disappointment? Is it we go again? You know what I mean? How are you feeling right now? Because for me, it's kind of it's a dagger to the heart, man. It's a dagger, man. You know what I mean? So close, but yet so far, innit?
Yeah, man, right. First things first, you've got 4 United fans that have just lost in the 90th minute, right? Come on to a chat to give you guys content. So if that's not worth a like, smash it, seriously, because we could have easily ducked out and not been here. So smash that like button. Second of all, Zane, cheers for the super chat. Saka Mbappe. not quite. But if you send another one, mate, and let me know like a charity of your choice. Arsenal won, fair game. I'll donate like 20 quid to a charity of your choice. So send that in. But yeah, listen, like today, it's really tough, man. Like, I think we played really well for about 60 minutes. I really do. 60, 65 minutes. I thought first half we were very good. It's probably the best we've played away at the Emirates in some time. And then we kind of took our foot off the gas, didn't we? And Arsenal came on to us a lot more. And that's kind of what happened. And listen, at the end of the day, the manner we lost is really, really tough to take. Like, Fred dives in, makes a tackle. It happens to fall at Nketiah's feet, and then he puts it away. Like, it's one of those things. However, when you're riding a storm like that, eventually it's going to pay off for them. And they just came wave after wave, and eventually something's going to fall your way. And it did. And fair play to Arsenal. Their atmosphere was great. Their play was great. I thought United showed great mentality to come back from 2-1 back to 2-2. We were fighting. I don't think we got rub of the green, not in terms of decisions and stuff, but just in terms of like some second balls and stuff. I think we could have done better. But listen, Ten Hag's still doing great things. This doesn't change my mind on Ten Hag. We're 6 months in. He's doing absolutely amazing. Fair play to Arsenal. Deserve to win the game. But anyone thinking it's the end of the world and going after the manager's head needs to have a wobble.
Absolutely. Big up to my guy, Prem Prodigy says, got it to lose, but it is what it is. We're ahead of schedule, should get top 4 and a trophy, and that's the bigger perspective for me. But Saeed, I keep saying it, De Gea isn't it. Needs replacing in the summer. You know what? We'll have them conversations as well. Because listen, I'm open for conversations. I'm not a kind of guy who's stubborn and won't kind of understand where people are coming from. I do. I'm not going to lie to you. There is limitations now in David De Gea's game. But, you know what I mean? It's just whether, United are going to put that on the highest list of priorities in the summer. Because I think there's a lot to do still at Man United. It really is. And for me, I will get into it. But midfield is an issue. Nobody wants to talk about midfield, man. It's terrible, man, the options. And people keep saying, we need a striker, we need this, we need that up front. No, we need players that can get hold of the ball and just relax. Too many people rushing. Too many people just making silly mistakes. And then Eriksen, I don't blame Eriksen because at the end of the day, he was brought in as a free transfer. Now he's becoming like second coming and what? Like so much relying on Eriksen. We don't have the depth in midfield and it's showing now. But big up to Zamia says, we cancelled the United trophy of beating United. We are the greatest since the Invincibles. Arteta now the best manager in the world. You know what? It's funny that. It's absolutely funny, man. It's funny. Big up to Troy Superstar said, you were right. Ten Hag got this wrong. Ten Hag has done the same with Arsenal, Newcastle, even Fulham. He seems like a clueless.
Oh, shut up, man.
Nah, Troy, you need to relax.
We haven't even finished that. That is.
Yeah, I'm not gonna finish that. Yo, Troy, if you're gonna send in a super chat, at least be respectful, innit? Like, don't be using them kind of words, innit? You know what I'm saying? So please, man. If anyone come in here, come with logical reasons. Don't come with no personal insults. So please keep it respectful in the chat. Or Troy, I'm gonna have to tell you, but you might have to be blocked. So please be respectful in what you're trying to say. I'm being serious, man. Anyone that's talking, please be respectful. So I just want to let that people know that.
Bear in mind, Ten Hag's won 19 out of his last 21 matches, 22 matches. You know what I'm saying? That's all right for a manager. That's what happens if he turns good or average. You know what I'm saying? If that's his record, if he's winning that many games, but we move.
Yeah, let me go with you, double A, man. We were kind of we're there. What for you went wrong in that last 30 minutes for you? Because 2-2, did Ten Hag not bring the substitutions early? Was it just a case of we maxed out? You know what I mean? We really maxed out. Where do you look at it?
You look at first of all, you look at the bench, and this goes back to last week. We were talking about squad depth, and it's really going to cost Manchester United this season. We looked tired on Wednesday against Palace, and that cost us in the second half again, looking toothless in attack. And the same happened again today. Like, James said, 60 minutes, we were there, we were in it. Arsenal, hats off to them. They're a fantastic football team. I'll never take that away from them. And, they're rightly at the top of the league. And their quality showed. And you look at the substitutions that they were able to make, the people they brought on, we cannot yet do that. We had kids on the bench. We had nobody that could come on and change the game in an attacking way. And that's the problem Manchester United face. You look at the people that started the game in terms of, you talk about Eriksen. Eriksen is being run ragged, unfortunately. And he was for what we believe the player will come in and be a bit part player. He cannot continue to play 3 games in a week. He can't do that, and you can see that he's absolutely shattered. McTominay for me, I mean, I don't want to sound like I've got an agenda against him, but I've got an agenda against him. He is shit. He's genuinely the worst.
Sorry to cut you off. That's just funny. That I don't want to sound like I have an agenda against him.
Oh,
but yeah, definitely.
The worst player I have ever seen put on a Manchester United shirt. Genuinely,
that's an agenda. That's unfair.
No, yeah, no, it's not though. It's not though because
that is unfair. The worst player you've ever seen in the United shirt. Come on, man. You've been a fan long enough. That's
someone worse. Name me someone worse.
Jemba.
Bro, he was a Cameroon international because apparently, according to Roy Keane at the start of the game, McTominay should have a good game because he's an international. It makes no sense. McTominay can't even get in his international team in the position that he plays. He has to be a centre back. He's terrible. He offers nothing to the team. He runs. He hides. He's meant to be the central defensive midfielder, the one that's there to take the ball from the centre backs. And all he does is run around hiding behind players. He marks players when we've got the ball. He's marking Arsenal players when we're trying to attack. He's terrible. He's not good. He's not good. For me, the worst player I've ever seen play for Manchester United over a longer period. You can talk about Jemba, but he wasn't there long enough. But over a longer period, 5 years, however long he's been at the club and playing, he's the worst. He's by far the worst. Even Fellaini offered you goals. This guy offers you absolutely nothing. And that's the problem. And I said, you take Casemiro out of the team and there's no one there to replace him. Fred probably would have been a better option tonight. But it sounds like I am upset because of, and this is all down to Ten Hag and what he's making us believe that we can achieve with his team. And yes, we have every right to go to the Emirates full of confidence and high spirits because we beat City. We've been on a great run. You'd be silly not to go to the Emirates thinking you can win a game. That's how big teams act. That's how big teams are. They think they can win every single game. But we just lost it in the last minute, and that can happen. It could have happened either side. But like Ten Hag saying, we learn from it, we move on, and we do better next time. And I'm happy with that. That's all you can do.
Absolutely. Big up to Double A. He says, Double A here. He said, hold that, Man United fans. Obviously, Arsenal fan there. Big up to Hald Demby. He says, as an Arsenal fan, I have to say, good game, but you can't sit back for 20 minutes and expect to hold out with the attack we have.
Newcastle did it for 90.
Yeah. Well, I know,
so,
yeah,
listen, that, you can say it doesn't work and we shouldn't have done it, but if that ball doesn't fall at Nketiah's feet, it ends 2-2. So don't say the only reason is if you sit back. Newcastle for 90 minutes sat back, mate. I'm not saying it's the way to play, but to say you can't expect to hold out is nonsense. We did it for 180 minutes against Barcelona in 2008. You can 100% sit back and protect what you've got. It's individual errors that cost that team today. 100%. Ten Hag said it.
It was, and the lack of attacking threat from us as well. That's also plays its part as well. I have no problem with how we set up. The game plan was fine. My issue with it was the execution. What did we do to cause Arsenal issues? That was the major problem. Yes, we made individual errors for the goal, but it's the same against Palace as well. I've said this before, I'll say this again. Our attacking players haven't been doing enough. The defense is the strong part of our team. The majority of our better players this season, minus Rashford, have all been defensive players in that. But again, we're a work in progress, and I understand this. So this is why I'm not getting too upset about a last minute winner to the team who are currently top of the league.
Absolutely. Big up to Yusuf Ibrahim says, we were found short because we didn't have a bench. Can't blame the manager. We need signings of Martial, Sancho back. Listen, if people are waiting around for Martial, listen, you're going to be waiting a long time, mate. Don't rely on Martial. We need options. Even without Martial, we still need options. Troy's saying here, Ten Hag can't manage the game load, insisting on playing the same players over and over. The players look dead in the second half. Same with Villa game. Big up to Cerrone Pop. It says, Anthony, the Peri, Nicholas Pepe. Listen, man, we will talk about that one. Troy keeps going on saying, without taking risks and massive plays, they will play out over and over again. Today was a predictable yes or no. They can't cope with it showing yes or no.
They can't cope. It was a deflected, last minute deflected shot / tackle that fell to their striker. That we are talking about, which has changed the whole complexion of this conversation. Now they can't cope. James will know the numbers better than me. Have Manchester United not won 19 out of their last 21 games or something like that?
Well, we've had one defeat in 20 games before today, and now it's 2 defeats in 21. So yeah, we're not we're not in bad form.
2 defeats in 21, and the majority of those are wins. It's not like we're picking up hella draws. Like, yes, it's disappointing today, people. Talk about the game today. Pick holes in how Ten Hag did what he did. Pick holes in the individual players. But I've said this before, I'll say this again. We know what some of these players are like. We all know McTominay is not good enough. We all know Wan-Bissaka is success. That can happen with Wan-Bissaka in terms of him sleeping on the back post. We've seen these things before. We know our attack. We've seen Bruno play poor. Did we not just watch the Palace game? That was a repeat to me in terms of offensively. Offered nothing going forward against Palace. Offered nothing going forward against Arsenal. But again, while work in progress, people talking about the bench being short. We know before the game the bench is short. We know we need reinforcements. These things are not new.
Yeah, absolutely. No. Zamia says United can win the league next season if they buy in the summer and not rely on Rashford too much. And big up to Sandeep. You know what I mean? He's trying to cheer us up. I don't know why you lot are overreacting. We won the tie 5-4. Go on, lads. That's what we won.
Let's go. I like that. Let's go.
Big up Andy Tate, man. Andy Tate. I thought you said we were going to make it.
You got me for 20 minutes, lads, and I'm off to work.
All you, mate. All you.
You got me for 20 minutes. And little Zane, maxing your mummy's credit card, mate. We ain't far behind you, lads. Immensely proud today.
Yeah, I agree.
Tiredness, game's coming thick and fast. We're on the up, and we're got Wembley, and I don't see you got Wembley anytime soon.
Absolutely. Before I get you on, I'm just going to read the super chat here from Young TT. Says, Newcastle wingers trapped back and helped their fullbacks for 90 minutes. Rashford didn't get back to help Shaw once. Listen, I think Arsenal were just putting us, man. I think to nitpick at certain players, we're a team. I think it would be kind of harsh to do that on Rashford, who gave us a goal that we needed to cut the impetus.
We didn't lose because of that. Before you continue, I was just gonna say we didn't lose. Like, this is what I'm talking about. Like, yeah, people criticize but criticize fairly. Like, it's not like Shaw was getting cooked and it was overlaps and Rashford wasn't getting back. Like, I don't understand that whatsoever. What goal came from that side that Rashford could have helped out with? Bear in mind, he was legit our only legitimate outlet in the entire game, pretty much. I don't know.
Big up to Zamia says, Andy, who's winning the league. Listen, there's no one who won the league. Andy won't give you that.
It stayed in Manchester. Manchester is winning the league, Zane. Remember that, hey? Manchester.
Absolutely. Before I come to you, I didn't really get your kind of analysis, Flawless. Before I come to you, Andy. Flawless, where do you put that down to, this game now? You know what I mean? I talked about match analysis. He could have brought on Garnacho a bit earlier, because I just think for me, you know, we had to give them something to think about. I understand what he's on about, like, you know, bring Eriksen in, we still need to pack the midfield, but I think we could have gave them something to think about on the other side. That was my whole point of view. I get the depth, totally get that. Not enough options, but we needed to give him something to think about. Tomiyasu, this is not the greatest right back in the world, but he's efficient. He knows what he's doing. He's in a good system, but we could get at him, you know, like he did at Man City. Garnacho came on and was working a treat.
I hear you, but the difference is when Garnacho came onto the field against Manchester City, we were in the ascendancy. I think it was 1-1 at that time, and we had just scored the equalizer. And then he was on the pitch, which is the type of game you want to throw him into. We're at home, the crowd's up, and like with his pace and his directness. The problem that we had today is no outlet. First off, we defended fine. I don't really particularly have an issue with how we defended and the game plan. The problem was, I kept saying it like during the watch along, especially in the second half. Just put 4 or 5 passes together. The ball, we kept just giving them the ball back and giving them the ball back. And you cannot do that against top teams, because eventually they'll probably get you, even if it is with a slice of luck, which they did for the goal, which was lucky. But because of the way they dominated the game and was creating chances, I can't begrudge them the victory, even though losing to them, like I said, in that fashion is sickening. But we had our offensive players didn't do enough. You know what I'm saying? Eriksen, I don't even criticize Eriksen so much for the Saka goal in terms of him closing that. He lost the ball initially. because he had the ball on the edge of our box and somebody tackled the ball from him. That's Eriksen in his element. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to bring that down and keep that ticking. And Eriksen, even though I rate Eriksen highly, he went at it today. McTominay, we know what McTominay's like. This is why we've not even spoke about it. And I know all of us here were gutted about Casemiro getting booked against Palace, because we all know how important and how big of a miss he would be. And it's shown today with Casemiro. Bruno, again, reasons why I criticize him is for games like today. Did nothing. On an offensive standpoint, what did he do? But yet, everybody will be talking and getting on Anthony. Anthony wasn't good today either. And then Weghorst, you got to get service into a striker like that. I was saying, because when the ball went up to him, particularly in the first half, like, he holds it up, he flicks it around corners, but we didn't really give him anything to attack. We didn't really give him anything. We didn't give him no service to attempt to do anything. So that's my disappointment. Again, it falls on our offensive players and our midfield, and then the defense, which has been a strong part of our team, made errors for 2 of the 3 goals. I'm saying Wan-Bissaka and Shaw at the back post. I don't know why they've just let Nketiah walk past him. I don't know what's going on there. Second goal, Eriksen not getting out fast enough to Saka and blocking
the ball
shot
away as well.
And he got caught on the ball as well. They're individual errors, and then obviously you had Saka hit the post, the Nketiah chance. But I'll give Arsenal their credit. They were good today. We went at it fully today. But we'll bounce back and be fine. We got 3 cup games to end the month. You know what I'm saying? Go get to Wembley and get to the 5th round of the FA Cup. And that's that. Because I've said it on this show, I've said it on other shows. This is the trophy that we are furthest away from, and the only trophy I legitimately believe we cannot win. That's why when people ask, are we in a title race? Let me ask people now, are we in a title race now? Everyone's done a complete 180. It's not even a 180, it's a 181 now. Everybody's done a 181. No one's talking title races and, flawless, why don't you think we're in a title race? Because results like this can happen. It wasn't out of the realms of possibility we lose today, or we draw to Crystal Palace. I'm saying, with our squad depth, and now people want to talk about the deficiencies in our team. They were here before that. It's not like we just lost 2 midfielders and lost 2 attackers, and it's like, what's going on with the squad? It's a work in progress. And this is why I don't feel as bad about it long term. Like I said, it sucks right now. But yeah, overall, we'll be fine.
Big up to Almani. He says Ten Hag has been in charge for 6 months. He's done a phenomenal job so far. Let him get rid of the deadwood and bring in his players. I'm excited to see what he's able to build and do later on. I appreciate the super chat, Almani. AA says Andy wish Man City to win the league over us. We will get to that. DONF, he says. Donf, I think it is. He says, we played well today. In my opinion, both teams won. Now Man United board needs to show their worth. Big up to Sandeep. Says, in honesty, lads, we need to stop waffling about this. We could have nicked a point. Arsenal was sensational. They had 63 touches in our box. Fair play. And big up to Troy. Superstar says, yes, individual errors, but plus waiting 20 minutes, not attacking. Poor use of subs. Winning the league is not a linear process. Not giving up, still mathematically possible.
When people say poor use of subs, are we talking solely Garnacho, but for who? We was already under the cosh anyway. So who was
we didn't make enough subs to kind of say poor use of subs. So I don't get what you're saying. But
I look at the bench, I'm like, who was on that bench that I go, yeah, they changed this game.
I think for me, when Arsenal were really in the ascendancy and we were pushing us back, we needed an outlet other than Rashford. Rashford looked like he didn't have anything left to do it. Garnacho would have been a good sub for Bruno or for Eriksen, one of them two.
Okay.
And then you put Rashford on the right and then Garnacho on the left for that outlet to get up the pitch. You look at their winning goal and it comes from Rashford smashing the ball back at Martinez, I think it was. Whereas if that's Garnacho, he turns and he runs down the pitch. And that danger is then over. So it's little things like that you look back on now and think, could that have made the difference? And I think, listen, the comment there saying, why are we blaming on all the players? We're not. It's a collective. Everyone, you win as a team, you lose as a team. And that's how you have to look at it. And like I said earlier, we learn from this, we move on. And next time, you hope it doesn't happen. But I'm not having all this Arsenal battered us. And they go on like they absolutely destroyed us. And it was a very close between 2 very good quality teams. We are up there now. We're not far away from you. Don't ever think that. And they're talking about 11 points. You got 1 game in hand. It's not 3 points guaranteed. You got to play City twice. If they win both them games and we win our game to level it up to 20 games each, we're 2 points behind you boys. Don't think this is all done. It's a hard game. It is game by game, but don't act like you've won the league, boys. It's a long way to go. Long way to go.
Yeah. Big up to Andy Tate in the building. Andy, What are you thinking, mate? What were your shortcomings in the game? I know you're positive. I know you're thinking. I know what you said in the WhatsApp group. What was your kind of shortcomings today? Was it the midfield? Was it the fact that Weghorst was left isolated on his own? You know, substitutions were late. What can you dissect it? This is the therapy. How can you dissect the loss today?
I think it was all of them things all you rolled into one. I mean, great goal from great start. We didn't press on Rashford. I mean, Weghorst drew the player for Rashford for the opportunity to shoot, and it was a great goal. And you could see the Emirates absolute silent. That's bliss. And it's like, oh, you're not allowed to score. And Rashford's celebration like that. Shithousery at its finest, mate. Shithousery, loving it. Tell you, but we should have cracked on with that. And the equaliser was preventable. And he got it from, let's say, a corner. When we give it out, Wan-Bissaka, he's been playing out of his skin. But this is the one weakness in his game. He didn't pick up the runner, didn't pick up his marker. And it was 1-1. So Weghorst, I say, how can you get a supply to a striker? He's just used his head to draw the player for Rashford to get a goal. That's a good bit. But if you're not getting it supplied to him, it's not good. Anthony as well, inconsistent. Totally 5 games, done nothing. Now, I know he's been injured before Christmas and all that, but now it's time to crack on just a little bit more. We've got James Sancho maybe for Wednesday, maybe integrating into the team. I think he'll get a game against Nottingham Forest. The second half, our response to giving the goal away was absolutely brilliant. Immediate response from the goal from Martinez. And at Arsenal, they were shocked again for about 5-10 minutes. They were rattled. We've rattled them twice in this game, and they've come back. And the skill and the experience, and I would say the project they're doing is like 2 years. We're 6 months into a job, but we are not far away from him. And the winner, it's one of those things. That's what wins your leagues. But also, in the last few weeks, I've seen they've got games. People have been giving them games. We give them a game. Brighton give them a game. Rattled them. Only lost 4. It could have been 4-3, 4-2, but what you call it? They beat Brighton 4-2. Arsenal can be got at, and sooner or later, I think most Arsenal fans, even Robbie would agree, it's a long way to go. They've got to win the league on the road. They've got to go to City. They've got to go to Newcastle, Anfield, got to play West Ham, Aston Villa. It's on the road, and there's a long way to go before they're getting gas. But fair play, that was old rivalries reborn. And I loved it today. That was old school 20 years ago. In my time, I was 28. I remember that night at Ibra. We drew 2-2 and went on to win the league. It was brilliant. And that's not going to happen this year. But I tell you what, we are duking it out with Arsenal again now. And I'm enjoying it. And I got a feeling, Zane, we're going to meet again. Because if we take you down in the FA Cup final, bittersweet symphony, as they say. Bittersweet. Or I'll even say the Europa League final. Whatever.
Yeah.
But we are
wherever,
on the up.
yeah.
We are on the up. 2 games for Wembley, 3 games from actually winning a trophy. And you wouldn't say that after getting spanked by Brentford, would you?
True. It's saying we asked this comment. It says, Andy, you can have the Carabao Cup. We have the league and the Champions League next season. And Troy says, Pano, I'm a bit confused. Yeah. Pano, I'm a bit confused. How much do you blame the apportion to the manager for today's loss? Is it seems you think it's just a player's fault? It's a combination, man. We're a team, Troy. It's a combination of both. I think Ten Hag will look at it and I think, you know what, could I have done a bit more in that second half? Could tactically have tweaked it a little bit more? And I think the players were giving away a lot of mistakes. So I think it's a combination of both. So yeah, that's the way I could explain it. Big up to everybody who's here, man. 1.7k in building. Listen, it's a big record, man, for a show.
Hey, yo, you lot. Hey, get the likes up to 1k because we know that.
Minutes, get the bloody likes up for Saeed.
Get the likes up 100%. You know what I'm saying? Because we know it'll probably be 700 of you lot if that last minute goal didn't go in. So hit the like button at least. Because like James said, we could have easily just ducked out and said, nah, we're not doing it, but we here.
Yeah.
So hit the like.
We're here, man. We're here. Absolutely. Talking about we're here. James, chat to me. Second halves, yeah. Bit of a problem. Man City second half, I thought we kind of faded away. Crystal Palace second half, and then today Is it just the squad depth catching up? Is it tiredness? Because a lot of games, listen, we're in 4 competitions. And people can get the violins out in the chat, but it's a reality, isn't it? Like, what is it down to? Are we using the squad correctly? Can we bring on different players in? Give us a bit of freshness in there? What is it down to second half? Like, we just don't seem to be clicking second half.
Yeah, I think it's a mixture of all of the above, to be honest, mate. I think it's a squad depth thing. I think it's a how many games you play in a certain period of time thing as well. Like, if you look at it now, I think we've got, we're playing Thursday, Saturday, Tuesday. So we got 3 games in like 6 days or something like that. So it's going to be a bit crazy, to be honest. Like, the blame kind of gets split, doesn't it? I mean, you can only do so much with the players you've got, but then you want the players that you've got to actually do more as well. Should we have given more energy second half against Palace? Sure. Should we have had more energy second half against Arsenal? Sure. But Arsenal have had a whole week off to prepare. They didn't have any games midweek. We thought the rescheduled game with Palace would come into our favour because we'd be able to win it, put some pressure on Arsenal, and we'd go in with some momentum and we'd be able to put pressure on them and narrow the gap, right? But as it turned out, it worked in the other way. It worked against us because we lost Casemiro for the game. We got an extra 90 minutes in most people's legs, and it was evident that people like Eriksen, for example, couldn't really deal with it. He looks knackered. And when that comment came in about how much like blame do you portion onto Ten Hag and how much on the players, you've got to look at it realistically and say, listen, there's blame on both sides, isn't there? Like, I absolutely love Erik Ten Hag, and I think there's a couple of things that he might have got wrong today. I think his substitutions, like we've mentioned, I actually think if you are going to bring Fred on, and I'm a big believer in bringing Fred on, I think you've got to keep Anthony on as an outlet out the wing for his pace and just to get up the pitch. And I think you bring Fred on for Eriksen because I think Eriksen was knackered. So if you are going to take Anthony off, I think you bring Garnacho on for him. And then if you look at players on the pitch, it's like, yes, Scott has to do more. I don't think Wan-Bissaka and Shaw had as good games as I was expecting them to. Sure. And like Rashford gets Ben White booked early. And Ben White was always going to get booked. I had a bet on it, right? He was always going to get booked. He hates playing against pace. He hates playing against Rashford. Rashford had his number when he was at Brighton or wherever it was, and he had his number last time in the first Arsenal game. He should be given all instruction by Ten Hag, and he should use his brain himself. And he should spend from the 15th minute when he got booked to the 45th minute when he came off. He should be tearing at him one-on-one. The instruction on the pitch should be get the ball to Marcus and let him run at Ben White. Because the best chance we've got of winning this game is getting them down to 10 men. And then obviously Tomiyasu came on and it takes that situation away. But Marcus Rashford should be going gung-ho for Ben White at that point, committing him, make him make decisions. Luke Shaw, come forward. Let's get 2-on-1, put him in an awkward situation. So I think there's certain things that players didn't do well. I think there's certain things that the manager could have given them like different tactical instruction. But listen, at the end of the day, we played against a fantastic football team. I'm not going to hide away from that. Arsenal are the best team in the league this season so far. They played very well. They had a whole week off to prepare, and it still took them until the 90th minute to score a goal, which was deflected into their striker's path. So I'm proud of the lads. I really am. I think we're going places under Ten Hag. We could be in 1, 2, 3 finals this year and be in the Champions League next year. Like, what's there to be negative about? I'm not worried about being bantered by Arsenal fans. I'm worried about the success and the progression of my team and under Erik Ten Hag, and that's all good with me.
Love that.
I know, exactly.
Yeah, no, I love that, man. That's proper,
that,
man. Proper passionate kind of statement there, man. Big up to HK, says well played, but I can't lie but I said football is a humbler. Listen, big up to Word to Grizz. Snake Eye says, why is Garnacho not starting? Double A, let me ask you a question. Would you have done anything different? If you're the manager now, what would you do after that 2-2? You know, when United were looking like shit, Arsenal thinking, hold on a minute. You know what I mean? The back's against the wall here. What would you have done? Would you have brought Garnacho on? Would you have took Eriksen off? Would you have kept Anthony on? What would you have done in that period right there?
We needed that outlet. Like I said earlier on, Rashford looked spent, and Arsenal, the pressure was building. They look, you have to give it to them. They looked a fantastic team going forward, and you can see why they are top of the league. Like, you compare your players to that. I like to compare our players to theirs sometimes and see what it is we're missing. Like Odegaard, we're crying out for an Odegaard. Oh my God, that guy is amazing, and that's what I want Bruno to be. I'd love Bruno to be like that. And if he is like that, when they're in them situations at the top of the field, he's helping us out more than he sometimes hinders us in his decision making. And that's what we need. That's what we're really crying out for. It's not, we need an outlet on the wings and stuff like that. you look at what you're missing in your team, and a striker is one of them. A top class right back is one of them. You can argue about a goalkeeper being one of them. Midfield, we probably need 2. It's that bad.
Yeah, we need to.
But in that instance,
man.
big time. But go back to your question. Eriksen should have come off a lot sooner. Well, he should have just come off. I think like even in the first half, I saw it. He was way off the pace. He was just getting blown by. And if that's in the first half, 60, 70 minutes, for a fact he's going to get tired. It's going to happen more and more. And the big thing about United today was they shot themselves in the foot twice. We really were up there. In that first half, we were playing fantastic. And, you got to give a shout out to the boys, because a lot of the time last season against the top 6, we were shit. We were terrible against top 6 teams. And look at us now. We're going into every game against them, expecting results and performances. And, like James says, we just have to focus on that and take the positives from that. But, Erik Ten Hag, I think, early on in the season against City, you probably just start Casemiro against instead of McTominay. We don't get that 6-3 dicking. He probably looks back to tonight and thinks, maybe I could have done this with Garnacho, left Ante on a little bit longer. Do we have them outlets, and do we cause them a little bit more problems? Another day, Rashford has that chance and it goes past the other side of the post when Ramsdale gets a hand to it. Another day it goes in and we're all laughing. But the fact we was in there to the death against a team that looks like they might win the league, listen, I got to be happy with that and just hope and pray that United go on from here.
We will, bro. We will. Garnacho's a starter for Wednesday, definitely.
We'll see.
Man,
Yeah, let's hope so.
Yeah, man, we got 3 cup games coming up. I said,
yeah,
and it's 3 in
Forest,
6. It's 3 in
Reading,
6 days.
Forest.
Yeah, so go do that. Go reach the Carabao Cup final and go get into the 5th round of the FA Cup, and then bounce back in the league. Whoever we play.
Just remember, another big goal going out this weekend.
Is it Leeds? Yeah, because we play Leeds back to back. Because we play
in the 12th. Yeah.
Alice,
that's great.
Well.
That'd be good.
Pano replay with Reading.
Absolutely. Big up to Troy Superstar says, Pano, would you had just sat there for last 20-25 minutes, absorb pressure, study football for a decade, UEFA B, puzzled, will add to this game to case study? Yeah. I think it's just trying to say, would you have absorbed it flawless for that 25 minutes?
The game plan was fine. The problem was the execution of the game plan. What were we supposed to do? Play total football against Arsenal with McTominay in midfield? That's the only other alternative? Sit back, hit them on the counter. If the players don't implement the game plan, that's on them. Yes, we can criticize Ten Hag, and he's not, and he does deserve some criticism. But I'm looking at the players. We didn't in that second half for that last 20-25 minutes. I don't think once we put 5, 6, 7 passes together. I'm not even saying go forward. I'm just saying keeping the ball. I kept saying it on the watch along I was doing. Let's keep the ball. We can't continue to give a team of that quality the ball back, because eventually they'll get you. Whether it's a piece of magic with the Saka one, whether it's a slice of luck with the 3rd goal, an individual mistake or a refereeing decision. Like, eventually you're gonna get got. We gotta do better on the ball, but we know where we're short though.
Mute, man.
You're on mute, fam.
Yeah, Skullfuggery's in the chat. Yeah, probably mute for a reason tonight. But yeah, big up Skullfuggery. He's in the chat. Also, Lee Gunner's in the chat as well. I think I see Lee Gunner's.
Hey, big up Lee Gunner, man.
Yeah, 3-point collectors with a wave on a reel. It's great to have both our clubs back in the big time. Next season,
there you go. There you go.
Fair play, mate. Because he knows you get most Arsenal fans are right on a level, but you will get the deluded lot who said we're going to get pumped today, 3 or 4-0, roll us up in a spliff and smoke us. Ain't happening. Do you know what I mean? Ain't happening. And I'd say I totally agree with Lee Gunner. We're going to do some dancing with the Wolves next season. Looking forward to it.
Absolutely. Big up to
guys,
JLA
I've
Rap.
got to go.
No, don't worry.
Big up, man.
Andy, enjoy work.
Just remember, wait, we're getting a trophy in top 4. Take it easy.
Let's go.
Big up, man.
See you, Andy.
See you soon, man.
Thank you, Andy. Big up to you. JLA Rap says, top right, chatting beans. How are you 2 points behind us if you win and City beat us twice? 11 minus 6 plus 5. Well done, Rashi. Got Ben booked. Ha ha. Is there a trophy for that? Listen, Double A, don't worry about these. Like, they're having their little bit of moment now. Let them enjoy it. And like I said, we'll be back, man. We'll be back.
There's no trophy for that, but there is a trophy for Rashford sending Party for a hot dog for the goal. You can get a trophy for that. He sent him for a full-on hot dog with that Meg.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
gold. It was
Right.
gold.
You know what?
He
It's
got sent back to Madrid, mate. He was out. He was gone. He was gone.
yeah.
Hold that.
Unbelievable.
Keep liking the video, people. There's still 1.6k in the building. We're on 745 likes. We can get that to at least 1,000 likes, guys. Come on, you can do it, man. We're here at 9:45 in the night. We're here giving you banter, therapy, whatever you want to call it. So the least you can do is like the video. Big up to everybody who sent a super chat as well. I appreciate it all. But yeah, like I said, flawless, man. Listen, it's a top 4 battle. I said it, man. A lot of people wanted me to be clipped. I say we're on a title race and this and that, and why you're not backing your team. I will get giddy if there's something to get giddy about. But I've said it even through the wins, like, we're still not there for a title. Top 4 still the aim. And a trophy I want this season. I want to play better football. That's my aim really this season. And the way Tottenham are, Chelsea are, Liverpool, I don't think they're near us, even though I think Tottenham could be 3 points behind us by tomorrow. So I get that. But in terms of where we are as a team, we're more cohesive. We're more of a unit with more team chemistry. We've gone toe-to-toe with Arsenal today, and Tottenham got wiped off the floor. So there's positives in it. You know what I mean? Let's not try and be too down today. Let's not be too down today.
That's why I'm not, again, it's gutting, but it is positives. We played the 2 best teams in the league in City and Arsenal and have competed with both. How many games have we had, whether it's last season or seasons before, and we've just rolled over? And I've said it. I've said worse teams will go there with players who are less talented and give a City or Arsenal or a Chelsea or a Liverpool a better game. And that's what we're seeing here. Again, it's progression, people. United are not at the final stages yet, but we are much further along than we all expected. We're much further along in 6 months than Arsenal were in 6 months. This is Arteta 3 years or 3.5 years into whatever he's doing. We're 6 months. We still have big holes in this squad. Again, today didn't tell me anything new about our squad and about our players. Well, it lets me know we are heading in the right direction. And the objective this season, like you said, was to be better as a team, to be better offensively, to be better defensively, concede less, score more. And we're doing all of those things as well. Trophy as well, which I genuinely believe we will win 1 trophy this season. We have a good chance of 3. I don't think we'll win all 3, but we have a good chance. And top 4 will come with that. Because I think we probably, more than likely, will finish top 4. But then if we win the Europa League, which to me we should anyway, doesn't change anything. And I'm confident, of course, I'm confident going into games. So yeah, it's all about progression. And do we meet the objectives at the start of the season? That was mine. I said that. Better football, better team overall, win a trophy. And it's looking like we are going to tick all of those boxes. So if we're doing this within 6 months, where are we going to be at this next season? Imagine we have a good window against summer and it's 4 or 5 players in. Then if we go and have a window this summer like we had last summer, I'm looking at a title charge. Not to win it. I'm saying if we go sign 4 players of the caliber we have and they have this impact, I'm saying, yes, we should be in the race, but not to win it. And in the Champions League as well, which we'll be back in, start going deep into that competition, not win it, but go and become regulars in the Champions League again like we used to be. I'm saying go and be at least a dark horse in the competition. Then if you get a lucky draw, who knows again? It could be worse, man. We could be 8th or 10th, like Liverpool and Chelsea. Like it could be way worse.
Could be worse, man. Could be Liverpool or Chelsea, exactly. Zabiasi saying here, Christmas came early. Saka roasted Shaw with a Christmas turkey. Saka, future Ballon d'Or. Big up to Saka, man. Listen, he's doing his thing, man. You got to give him his credit. But you know what, man? Malacia, man, could he have played today? Listen, he's always ready for the fight, man. And I don't know, maybe he would have given a better battle. But then again, Shaw was in form, so we needed to kind of move that on. Big up to Head Turner 69. He says, Man United only scored from the mistakes of Arsenal, and we're pretty poor today. That's very harsh, mate. You know what I mean? We played well first half.
Yeah. So for all Arsenal's possession, I think Saka hit the post, and then there was the chance that Nketiah missed, which is a great save by David De Gea. What else did they really create?
Yep, there you go.
For all their possession, I can't remember too many clear-cut chances where you're like, yeah, such and such should score.
Exactly. Big up to Jeffrey Obi says, excuses. Arsenal don't have squad depth. Arsenal played same squad all through the season. Trossard only joined. They were better. We need to play better. Need to discuss Anthony. I mean, James, do you want to discuss Anthony? Does he need to do more for you? Is he? I don't know, man. I feel like for me, we need to give him time, but I want more in terms of maybe decision making from Anthony. But that will come with time. Everything is timing. When you have that price tag, not his fault, by the way, but when the club put that price tag in, you're going to get scrutinized. And I think it's rightly so. Everybody scrutinized. Everyone has a right to opinion. But do you want more from Anthony as a fan? Are you wanting more from Anthony?
I think everyone wants more from every player that plays for Man United. Like, do I expect more? I don't really know. Like, sometimes, yeah, like I want him to do the basic things well as a bare minimum, right? So I want him to track back. He did that today. I want him to go and take on his man. He did that today. His end product needs to improve. But I thought in the first half, until the end product, he was actually a lot better than he's been recently. His goal return's not that bad. He's had like 5 goals. His price tag isn't his fault. We overpaid for him, but that's got nothing to do with him. This club is a really tough club to play for, man. Like, the fans are really expectant. The stadium, although it's not toxic at the moment, has been in the past. Like, the expectation level when you pull on that red shirt is huge. So people have to be patient. The problem is we live in 2023, and with social media, people aren't patient anymore. And unfortunately, it's just the way football is. I've said time and time again, if Sir Alex Ferguson was around in this generation, then Twitter would want him sacked. Like, I put out a tweet before when Troops was selling Arteta out t-shirts 2 years ago. It's all there for you to see. Like, literally, you can see in his shop, he was selling Arteta out t-shirts. He's now saying he's the greatest manager that's ever lived. Life comes at you fast, man. So I'm always really quick to like write people off, like really slow, sorry, to write people off or do anything like that, because professional footballers can humble you and make you look silly really quick. I think Anthony's end product has to improve. I think his confidence just needs to improve a little bit. Like, if he tries to take on a man and doesn't get success, I wanted to see him try and do it again and again, like kind of like Rashford does, like Garnacho does. Like, just have that ruthless thing to, okay, I've lost it. Doesn't matter, I'm running at you again. But in terms of like, does he have to do more? Well, Sancho has to do more. He's not here. Martial has to do more. He's in the physio room. So literally, it's like, at least he's here on the pitch playing. Like, we've got a squad of people, and a lot of them aren't even an option. I hear this argument all the time, and I know I'm going to get hate from Pogba FC and Martial FC, but they weren't available to play. So it's like, I'd rather have someone that's available. You're criticising people that are available and giving their all for the shirt when people can't even get fit to play. It's like you're criticising the person that turns up to work and does his job okay, over the person that doesn't turn up to work Monday to Thursday and just turns up on Friday and does a better job on Friday. It's like, well, where were you Monday to Thursday? So people need to lay off Anthony a bit, man. I'm not here for all this hate at all.
Agreed. I agree with that. Like, it's his first season. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's legit. He probably doesn't even know English like that. Like, I'm giving him a C. Do we want more from him? Yes. But I'm going to give him more than 6 months. Like, I'm definitely giving him more than 6 months before I say he's terrible, he's washed, he shouldn't be here. Yo, he's played, like, let him play a season, and then, like, I don't get in it. People pick and choose. You know what I'm saying, because the same.
Remember Trashford last year, right? Marcus Trashford last year, 1 year ago.
Yeah, and he shot me with his form, like how Rashford's turned out, because I did not see it on the horizon, and I'm happy he is. So I'm not saying Anthony's going to turn into that, but I'm going to give him ample chance to fail or succeed. I'm saying, yes, we want better from him, but who do we not? Our attack as a whole. I mentioned it, Bruno. I'm saying that. What did Bruno do today? I'm saying it won't get, but because it's cool to target Anthony, people will target. And somebody tell me, what did Bruno offer us from an offensive standpoint today? And he's been here longer. He's the talisman. He's the 10. Double A mentioned it about Odegaard and the difference. This is why I criticize Bruno, because when it comes to games like this, and you need your 10 to stand up and be counted maybe in 1 or 2 moments that can win you a game, too often than not, this guy falls flat. Even against Palace, he was the one who lost the ball and Casemiro got booked. Just something as simple as that. Control the ball. Too often does this happen. Yeah,
facts. Big up to Troy. He says, Pano, it's clear you can't criticize the manager. Would you play Palestri, a World Cup winner, a World Cup player before Elanga? Mind-boggling stuff. Okay, still in the title race and not backing down. Listen, we'll give you that, man. We'll give you that, bro. It's all good, Troy, man. We like the enthusiasm. But big up to him.
Before you continue, we all, I think, have all individually said already, like, when you who's to blame, we all criticized and said, yes, Ten Hag has to take blame. Double A mentioned his substitutions. James mentioned the substitutions. Like, we've all mentioned this. So I don't know if you're not listening, but yeah, we're just not going to go gung-ho for a manager who is actually performing to a high level. That's just daft.
That's big up to Loz Incredible. Says, James, what about Saka terrorizing Shaw? Didn't you fancy that one-on-one matchup?
Listen, I did, mate. I really did. Like, but at the end of the day, Saka was sensational today. Luke Shaw didn't play up to his usual standard. He stepped off him, gave him too much space, too much respect. And Saka took advantage. He scored a worldie. He was a threat all game. And that was a problem. Looking back, maybe Malacia could have given him a tougher game. But yeah, at the end of the day, like Saka turned up, Shaw didn't, and Saka won that battle. No problem saying that. Like, people think they're going to rub it in people's head. Like, if someone was better than another person, if a team was better than another team, just say it. It's fine.
Do you know what it looked like? To me, it looked like Shaw was terrified because he's been done by Saka in England training. Like, he knows what he's got.
Yeah, he knows. I knew it. I know.
That's what it looked like, bro. He looked terrified, and he's like, yo, I remember what he did to me in Qatar in training. And
he doesn't want to talk about it later on.
Backing off. And he needed to be brave. And that's why, he shouts for Malacia, because you look at that game at Old Trafford, and Arsenal fans will say he cooked him the whole game. He didn't. He did him a couple of times, and Malacia was quickly learning, and he was still forceful. He wasn't backing off. He was going in and challenging. We needed that bravery today from the fullbacks, because it was happening on both sides. But, it is what it is. The game's done and that. But, it looked like that for me. Shaw was absolutely terrified. Absolutely terrible.
It's your boy Hamza says, tell this bucket hat dude that's flawless, so you can say his name.
Hey, flawless. Or you can call me Carlos if you really want Hamza. But go on, I'll let you get to some response to this, innit? This is cool, Hamza. You know
tell this bucket hat dude that Eric Ten Hag spent over 200 million in his first window, and and Arteta spent 350 million over 3 years. So don't say we are better than what Arsenal were in 6 million.
You're giving us the reasons as to why it happened. We are better than Arsenal 6 months in, because 6 months in, you man finished 8th twice. You know what I'm saying? Let's not do that. So unless we have a major fall off and finish 8th or lower, yes, we are better. We are much further along. You know what I'm saying? Go look at the football you lot were playing. A lot of your fan base, maybe you, Hamza, but you ain't going to admit it. We're Arteta out. I'm saying a lot of I talked to a lot of Arsenal fans. A lot of you lot were Arteta out 6 months in. So let's not act like, all right, you gave us the reasons. All right, we spent more money than you. We always spend more money than you because we're a bigger club than you lot and we generate more. So therefore, we can spend more. Don't get mad at us because we're throwing money at it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're throwing money at the situation. We are further along. You know what I'm saying? No one we're talking about Arsenal, a title race 6 months in. That didn't happen. These men were mid-table. These men were Liverpool.
Yeah, exactly. It's true, bro.
They were Liverpool.
It's true. Big up to Ajmal says De Gea distribution is abysmal and kicking the ball. Big up to Troy. He carries on saying this happened for a title chart is some future date. Must know that next season NUFC, City, Arsenal, Chelsea will be packed. Going for title now, win it. Listen, again, I appreciate the enthusiasm, Troy, but like I said, it looks like a way off distance, man. Ronald Jacob, big up to you, bro. I just want to ask you all one thing. Is it criminal to play Eriksen, Berghaus, and McTominay 90 minutes? Or Eric Ten Hag got it wrong and not using his pace merchants, Garnacho, Palestri, and Fred? Eric Ten Hag got subs wrong. Is that a fair assessment? You know what I mean? It's not damning of the manager, but do you reckon he went for it a little bit differently? What do you want to say to that, anyone?
Go on, double A.
I mentioned it before. I think, he probably looks at it like every manager will. He'll dissect it and think, is there things I could have done differently? Some players coming into big games like that, it might not call for it. Palestri might not have had the desired effects. You thought even Garnacho may have come on and just frozen, not had a good game. And we can't rely on these kids to keep doing that for us. And it's giving these owners an excuse when we're having to throw kids into big games like this. We should have a squad good enough to be able to compete with these teams. And that's really the bottom line. I think you have to just give Ten Hag his flowers that he's doing an outstanding job with what he's got at the moment. And who could he have called on to come really and change that game? And you're saying, Fred's a player every United fan wants out of the club. He's not good enough. He plays, he makes a silly tackle, and all of a sudden, he's Cleberson reincarnated. Cleberson's son, I've heard people calling him. Do you know what I mean? So it's like we can't win. So it means when the manager's doing a great job and when he is stretched and when
you're damned if you don't, damned if you do. Yeah. Exactly. I know what you mean.
He did what he thought was right, and like we've all said, we backed the man to the end of the hill, and I still continue to do that, 100%.
Yeah. Absolutely. Danny Mal says United, United have a bang average squad, and Casemiro excuse is sad. We have no Jesus. Fred came on. Anthony, I knew it was game over. Come on, you Gunners.
Yo, comparing Casemiro to Jesus is absolutely criminal.
Yeah.
There's zero, like, Casemiro in terms of level of footballer is different universe to Jesus, a player I rate. But let's not do that. Like, Casemiro's world class. Casemiro is one of the best DMs of all time, people. Of all time. He sits at that table. Jesus is a good player, and that's it. Take a player of caliber of Casemiro, who, and you've just said we have a bank average squad. Take him out, you're going to see the difference. He is one of 2 world-class players I believe we have. So if you take a world-class player out and replace him with McTominay, who's not very good at all, of course we're going to miss him. It's not an excuse. It's part of the reason. If we play Casemiro today, I think we get a draw. I think we get a result in that game. But he didn't play, and we took the L. It happens. We move on.
Yeah. I am for all the quick firing of managers, no long term. Big up to Ricochet. He says, sign Harry Kane and Son next season to fix United. Son?
Keep Son.
Are you watching Son this season?
Yeah. Keep Son. You can keep Son. Yeah,
Ricochet.
Keep on both.
Calma. Big up to Multi TV, man. I don't know if you guys know him, man. You see my old Trafford, James and Double A. So big up to Multi TV. He says, we did well for 65 minutes, nearly went toe to toe with them, but Arsenal were the better team. But even without Casemiro, we showed why we are 4th.
100% agree.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So that's that part. Big up to Ronald Jacobs. I know 92-minute Ericsson running after the ball, and his pacemaker was running out of battery and couldn't shoot, and as he was out of breath. Damn, man. Come on, man. Ronald, man. You know what I'm saying? But Pellistri could make the difference. Martin is better at CDM, and Shaw could have played centre-back. You know, there's a lot of woulda, coulda, shouldas, man. I just think Arsenal, they wanted it more at the end, and they had more, and they're in their process longer than us. And it's reality is we deserve to lose at the end. That's just my own opinion. It's nothing more we could do. I think we could have done better substitutions, but ultimately, Arsenal wanted it more at the end, and they're showing why they're up, and we're just where we are. And that's just the reality.
Fine margins, bro. It's fine margins. We're not in here going, oh, we're nowhere near the level. It was shit. It was this. It was that. Bro, they literally scored in the last minute. They'll gas it up. You know, they're flying in the chat. They can't wait to come and talk to us tonight because they know they're in a game today. Like I said, that's the best game of the Premier League this season, without a shadow of a doubt. The quality was immense from the minute. And one thing we have to look at is Arsenal flew out the traps, and they caught us on the back foot. You go back to last season, that's a 3-4-0 game to them because we would have capitulated. And they were on us and getting them corners. But no, we steadied the game, we got back in the game, and we took the lead. That's encouraging. Yes, they went and scored soon after, but again, we spoke about that. That was a mistake from players playing out from the back. We brought it on ourselves, and you know, we were in the game, we was constantly in the game, and they scored a goal, which could, you know, on another day, maybe could have, I'm not going to say that's the reason, but could have been offside. And it's them fine margins again. And yeah, man, listen, it's big games come down to them moments. And this time we was on the end of one on the wrong side. But yeah, listen, we shown today that we're coming. We are coming. We're here to stay.
Yeah, absolutely. Hindsight's a wonderful thing, man. If you look at this week, right, we played Man City at home, we played Palace away, and we played Arsenal away, right? Like, we got 4 points out of 9. If the game's finished in the 89th minute, we get 7 points out of 9 and take points off both our rivals. So it's like, hindsight's an amazing thing. The week could have gone so different. It didn't. We take the L. We move on. That's fine. But people are looking and they're like crying over it. It's like, come on, you're talking very, very fine margins. You're talking literally, Michael Elise has struck a free kick that he'll never strike again in his life. A ball has fallen straight to the feet of Nketiah when Fred's made a last-ditch tackle. Both of those happen to happen basically in the last kick of the game. So don't lose your head over it. Honestly, everything will be all right. Every little bit of Bob Marley.
I knew he was going to go there. I like that, James. I knew he was going to hit with the Bob
My voice has gone, otherwise I'd say, but a bit of Bob Marley, you know what it is.
It is, yeah. Like, level-headed, like, people, the sky's not falling. You know what I'm saying? Because Double A made the point. Last season, I made it earlier. We would have capitulated there. We went there, even at our best, and with missing arguably our best player, and competed. Again, progress. know what I'm saying? Progress. And the
Yeah,
season,
yeah, yeah.
there's still plenty of time to go in the season. And yes,
Yeah.
1,000 likes. And keep the super chats rolling in as well, you lot.
Yeah,
Now
Keep the super chats rolling in.
we're gonna wrap up anyway now
Keep
because
the
I know
super
you
chats
got
rolling in.
Shameless FC. I know
Nah,
a
he
lot of
pushed
people
it back to 15, man. Make your bread, Saeed, man.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
nah,
They hear, make your bread. Hey, you lot. You
I'm
lot
done
talk
with
to
the
us, super
therapy.
chat.
The therapy's
What I'm
over now.
saying.
The therapy's
saying.
over. We are finished now. I can't be asked with Arsenal fans. I'm gonna see you on the big six, man. You
Yeah.
then come on there. I'm gonna hopefully Tottenham find a way of making everything better because Tottenham do that. That's what Tottenham do, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Toby, expressions,
They will.
you guys take over,
Tottenham
man.
got
You are the headline of the weekend. So please, Fulham, do your thing.
Fulham are
Tottenham,
gonna beat him though. You know that.
Yeah.
Fulham are gonna beat him. 100%.
Yeah, they're
Fulham.
favourites.
Fulham are gonna beat him.
No
And you
one,
said it.
no one on the Big Six predicted a Tottenham win, by the way. No one, including Tobes.
Yeah, like Fulham
there
are
you
gonna
go.
win. And you said it's therapy. That's what these super chats are. They paying you. You the therapist side. You know what I'm saying? In that.
Yeah,
They
man.
paying you for this
big up
top
to the
quality
community, man.
therapy.
I
Glad to the
appreciate it, man.
community.
It's
Every
been
time.
a long day, man. Watch a long match reaction. Big up to everybody who supports the channel, man. I can't thank you guys enough here. I mean, like rival fans, non-rival fans, we're all here. Saeed TV community. So I appreciate you guys. Like I said, man, we'll be back, man. For us, it's about top 4 in the trophy. And we work our way. We're first year into our process. And you know what? I'm not gonna lie to you, Arsenal fans. If there's one team that I want to win the league, it's Arsenal. Unfortunately, it is because I don't want Man City win the three-peat. So, guys, enjoy it. If you win the league, congratulations. Because I don't want Man City win the three-peat. And that's a bit of history that I'm trying to cling on to. So, fair play, man. James, thanks for coming on, mate. I appreciate you supporting the channel, mate.
No worries, man. Anytime. If anyone wants to drop me a follow, Football and Fitness United on YouTube, James Dixon PT, on Instagram or football fitness stuff. But yeah, it's been good. Whether Arsenal win the league or whether City win the league, we've beaten both. So we've taken points off the champions either way, haven't we?
Absolutely. Big up to Sarcasm City, man. Let them know, man. What are you up to? Anything tonight?
Yeah, obviously Sunday night. So Sarcasm City Sports Q&A. So we'll be answering all sporting questions. Of course, the majority of the questions, I know 90% of the questions are going to be about this game. And you know what I'm saying, United no longer in a title race and the sky's falling and Ten Hag's not that good after one poll. You know what it's going to be like. So yeah, Sarcasm City TV on YouTube and on Twitch, people. So make sure you check it out. And Twitter and Instagram, follow me. And that's me, Flawless. And big up for having me as always, Saeed, man. Love.
Come on, man. Always, man. Always love. Double A, man. Big up to you, man. We'll be back, man. Wednesday. All kicks off again. You know what I mean?
Yo, yeah, big time. First of all, as always, pleasure. Thank you for having me. Thank you for spending Sunday time. Big up to the chat, man. It's been entertaining. I want to apologize for my bad math. I'm blaming the Premier League app because it was updated and it had United on 20 games and Arsenal on 18 games. And then it refreshed and now I look like an idiot. So blame the app, not me. Anyway.
Yeah, but I'm in the top right, so I look like an idiot now because he was like that idiot in the top right. So you got away with it.
Yeah, but I'm apologizing for you, James, as well. So don't blame James. Blame the app. Not even blame me. Blame the app.
Blame the
anyway,
app. Yeah, blame the app.
If you like your kits, by the way, double A, I'm one half, or I am the guy. I'm talking kit. So talking kit on YouTube. If you're into your kits, come and check us out. We've got a video dropping tomorrow. Wednesday, we do a live show, full kit rankers. That's with an R, not a W. Although I'm sure a few Arsenal fans would say, yeah, it's definitely a W with you at double A. What are you talking about? Anyway, come and check us out 9:30 on Wednesday. We'll be there. But no, big up everyone. Make sure you go and follow all these guys as well. Some serious content coming through. And I love you all, man. It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah. It's all good, people. Listen, people, enjoy the rest of your evening. Sunday, like I said, follow Sarcasm City, follow the guys. And yeah, man, I'll be back tomorrow. Straight Jacket Podcast. I wonder what Noreen's got to say about all this. I wonder what Aaron has to say, man. So we'll see tomorrow, 5:30, Straight Jacket Podcast. Be there or be square. Take care. Bye-bye.